Hello, Twin Minds here. It's time to play 60 Parsecs. This is a game that I have heard about and seen quite a bit. It is a kind of roguelike survival, I guess, featuring kind of an atomic era space crew, vaguely US based with an imminent threat of the Soviets in space. And I wanted to see what would happen if we had the worst possible run. I'd already gone through and did a new adventure and played through a full-time as best as I could, and it went alright. It definitely has a lot of comedic elements to it. So what I wanted to do is see what happens when you do a regular mode and you have our lovely April here, who is a young mechanic working on the ship when everything went to hell. She jumped in and blasted off. Now, we supposedly have 60 seconds to pick up whatever we need to survive out in space. But we're not going to do that, because it's time to go. And here we are, on day one. April having escaped alone, with nothing more than the random soup on the shelves and the spacesuit that was in the ship already. We have some information to check on, so let's check our star log. Nice to meet you, Astro Computerized Assistant reporting for duty. You must be April, right? I'm pleased to announce that you've been randomly selected to become the captain of this vessel. Welcome aboard the Escape Shuttle, Captain. On behalf of the Astro Citizen program, please accept our apologies for the tiny inconvenience of being transported 60 parsecs away from Earth. Current objective, find a safe place to land and then try to contact the outside world. Good news, Captain! This shuttle came pre-stocked with emergency food supply. Use it well. Please turn on the main computer for further instructions. It is located in the center of the shuttle. Follow the regular rationing protocol and have a meal. I await your decisions, Captain. So we have to repair or upgrade 10 items. I seriously doubt that's going to happen. And we have to find an appropriate landing spot. That may or may not also happen. So we have so little to work with. Our crafting module is not available yet. That does come, I believe, day 3. And this does not become available until we have somewhere to land and actually use the suit on. So let's check our random event here. Captain, this is the first day of your command and your interstellar voyage. An inspiring speech is in order. You may be on your own, but that should not stop you from performing your duties as the captain. This is it. You can really show what breed of captain you will be on your incredible journey. What type of speech will you give? So our lovely April here does not have the best brain in the world. She is more suited to agility, flexibility, and strength to fix things up. So we'll give a strong speech to no one, because there's no one here. On the edge of space, one can only survive if she is as tough as nails. You fit the profile, Captain, and so did your powerful speech. May all that oppose you tremble in fear. No one can stop you. That was quite a performance, Captain. Your heart started beating faster and things didn't seem so terrible anymore, as you listened to your own words. One thing is for sure, you are ready for any challenge this galaxy throws at you. Inspired by your headstrong leadership style, I allowed myself to power up the matter generator in the back of the shuttle. It will produce some minerals for you daily. There we go. Captain, the crafting module in the back of the cabin is now available. It's pretty self-explanatory. This state-of-the-art machine lets you create and destroy in accordance with the principle of mass conservation. All you need is a little bit of minerals, chemicals, or power. Use it to craft, recycle, and repair your supplies, as well as upgrade items and shuttle systems. You seem alert, Captain. I commend the way you've been taking care of your mental well-being. You should know that peak mental condition means increased efficiency when it comes to performing tasks. That's good to know. You found a couple rusted and swollen cans of soup in the darkest corner of the ship. Someone must have put them there a long time ago, and then completely forgotten about them. It doesn't look all that safe to eat, but then again it's canned soup. It's supposed to last for 737 years. Will you keep the cans? Welp. No. swollen cans of soup are a bad thing. That's botulism. You don't want to touch that. At least we're smart enough to know that. And we have 0, 1, and 0. So we can't craft anything. Could recycle a can of soup, but I would only want to make a can of soup out of the deal, so, you know, whatever. Nothing to do, and it's going to cost 60 power to upgrade, so that's probably not happening anytime soon. So all we can do is carry on to the next day. That ancient soup you found looked really old. I mean, like pyramids old. You threw it out and never looked back. Well, okay, maybe you did. Like once or twice. Probably not more than 3 times. Captain, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that using the airlock as a space toilet was a success. It is now packed full and ready to be emptied into space. The bad news is that the airlock hatch is jammed. If you don't fix it soon, our clogged toilet will quickly become an extinction level event. It's now or never, Captain. How will you save the human race? Well, not having any duct tape on hand, I am not going to do anything. How are you doing, lady? You are a handy woman, payload specialist, and alert. So we do not have any food needs currently. That's wonderful. We now have 2 minerals, so it's going to take forever to be able to get enough materials to craft anything of use. Most of these do require either chemicals or minerals. And that can be very useful for another 8 days or so. So let's carry on. Doing nothing about the airlock toilet was risky, Captain. Lucky for you, the door unjammed on its own. Eventually. Probably because the odor buildup made it corrosive. Too bad about all the health hazards it caused. But then again, it's a 100% human problem, which makes it 100% yours and exactly 0% mine. Thanks. Thanks, Astro. Appreciate you. The shuttle sounds a bit rickety, Captain. A fan above the terminal is making a clicking sound, and there's a big cable knot behind one of the panels. I recommend a touch of spring cleaning. We don't have a ladder, so balance on one of the chairs and check behind the fan. Alternately, you could try to untie the knot on the cable. Balance is definitely her forte, so let's do that. And still no crafting, so on to day 5. You climbed up onto the chair to check the clicking sound behind a fan. You slipped on a puddle of soup, lost your balance, and tumbled. You bumped your pinky toe and were too frustrated to try again. Now you can't unhear the incessant clicking from the fan vent. Click, click, over and over. You no longer seem alert. You might want to secure some rations for yourself. We don't need to eat just yet. We're only barely hungry. I mean, we're 5 days in and we haven't eaten yet, so she is one tough cookie. Captain, I'm detecting a troubling buildup of mental tension. Recommended course of action? Throw an epic party. I took the liberty of inviting myself. How about we invite someone new, eh, Captain? Someone you don't know? Or we make ourselves a new companion? Yes, how do we do it? None of the above. Because we don't have any of the available tools. And that is it. Day 6, ahoy. Hey there, Captain Buzzkill. Feeling better? I bet you'd be much better off after a night of partying with your friend Astro. Your loss. The oxygen level is dropping. We have a malfunctioning filter in the main onboard support circuit for oxygen waste, or Moscow for short. I don't know who named it, and we cannot rule out sabotage. You should fix it. You can reach Moscow from the 0G space between the hull and the outer deck. Sure, let's go for it. We gotta fix everything. She's the only one available, and she is our handyman. Handy woman. Alright, going into the 0G space. See if we can fix Moscow. You decide to fix the broken air filter. The space below decks was dimly lit and messy. An obscene hand drawing on a wall showed a Soviet and an American. You blushed furiously, then tripped into a mass of wires, looked like a fork diving into a spaghetti plate. You forgot to pause the airflow before removing the filter. When the carbon dioxide hit you, you made a face not unlike the Soviet in that drawing. Surely some of your brain cells died, but at least the filter was fixed. You are starving, Captain. A serving of soup would be in order. It's probably time to eat some soup. I know you can generally go an extra day or so after starving, but I'm not sure I'm going to trust it. Not that we necessarily have much soup to spare, but, you know. So we still don't have enough. 4 more days and we'll have enough to craft something. Your attention is required, Captain. This is most abnormal. We are registering unknown transmissions, but I cannot identify who is sending them, and more importantly, what they contain. It might be a solar flare interference, or worse, a new type of Soviet encryption. We need to decipher these signals as soon as possible. For all we know, our survival depends on it. You need to monitor these communications. Sure. We will monitor the communications. First contact. Captain, you need to see this. I'm not easily excited, but this is one of the greatest moments for humanity and human AI alike. We are not alone in this universe. The signals we intercepted were finally decrypted. They are alien transmissions, as in coming from other life forms. And no, I do not mean the Reds. It's something we've never seen before. There seems to be a number of intelligent civilizations in this galaxy. The signals are coming from everywhere. We can safely assume we're going to meet some of them, sooner or later. Our, or rather your life, will never be the same, Captain. You did a splendid job, Captain. The electromagnetic interferences that you trace point to what seems to be a potential landing spot in our flight path. Our ETA to that celestial body, or whatever it might be, is T-3. You might want to secure some rations for yourself. Alright, we're going to just be perpetually hungry because we don't have very much food to spare, so... 3 more days, so when we land, we would have enough to craft something. Alert! A star just went supernova in this quadrant. Huge gravitational waves will reach us soon. Space-time will stretch and contract. Gravity will fluctuate greatly, and, most importantly, I will weigh up to 3 tons and transmit slower. The ship's hull should hold, but the things inside are much squishier, human bodies included. One of the Albert monkeys shot into space never regained his normal density after a similar wave, remaining light and very wind-dependent till the end of his days. You need to plan on how to survive this. So let's see. I doubt we can dodge space-time. So let's try to muscle through it. We are not hungry enough yet. You turned the ship's gravity to the max to minimize the impact of the wave. The strong pull kept you flat on the floor. Then the gravitational waves hit. You saw the hull stretch and contract as if it was bubblegum in some cosmic brat's mouth. Screws started coming loose in the window, but you managed to reach it in time. The gravitational tsunami ended as abruptly as it began. It left you feeling like a thin giant. Our course was not changed. We'll be arriving at a potential landing site soon, ETA T-2. Your stomach feels rather empty. And we are still just hungry, so we're good. Interesting news, Captain. It appears that there is a hollow space behind one of the wall panels. A hidden room, maybe? A secret stash? It would be worth checking out. What's your approach to finding out what's behind the panel? Let's try to crack it open. What was behind door panel number 1? Yesterday I brought your attention the hidden space behind one of the panel walls. You did your best to access it, but to no avail. We will probably never learn what's on the other side. My computations suggest that there's only 1% chance of there being any treasure, like a really big can of soup. In short, definitely not worth the trouble. Navigation readings confirm we are still headed towards the potential landing site, ETA T-1. Your stomach feels rather empty. And we are still just hungry. We're fine. There's nothing to report, Captain. I suggest you, Captain. Would you mind covering your mouth when you yawn? I thought that you got a good night's sleep. Wait, could this be boredom? Yes, I have heard that you humans need excitement in their lives to function properly. How curious. Captain, you're sitting in a state-of-the-art space shuttle, drifting through a deep cosmos full of wonder and mystery. Can you at least pretend you're having a good time? No. I refuse to pretend like I'm having a good time. Yesterday started pretty slow and boring, and it stayed this way. I'm not programmed for your entertainment, Captain, so don't count on me to keep you occupied. If they wanted you to have fun in the shuttle, they would have installed the clown computerized assistant. Captain, I told you I switched on the crafting system in the back of the shuttle. It's only collecting dust right now. You are starving, Captain. I recommend you find something to eat. Well, I only have 1 soup can left, so let's wait another day. I do have crafting materials available. So, what should we get? I feel like probably duct tape in case something else goes broken, although we are about to land on a planet, so maybe a gas mask would be good. Let's do a gas mask. Unfortunately, we can't make soup, because that requires science that we do not have. So gas mask, I think, would be the best bet there, hopefully. We are starving. I'm going to wait one more day to feed, just so we can have another day out of the soup. Good news, Captain. We are approaching a celestial body that appears to be a planet. My scanners detect no life, but some structures on the surface suggest that it was inhabited at one point. The climate is harsh and unwelcoming, but even that beats being stranded in space, right? Landing can be attempted, but setting the coordinates will require some pretty complicated calculations. Luckily, you're pretty smart. Wait. What? So, you shouldn't have much trouble. Bearing that in mind, should I initiate the landing protocol? Absolutely. We're pretty smart. That sounds condescending to me. There's our lovely, strange new world. Let's see where it's going to take us. Ah, crash landing. I see. Day 12. Mootopia. Alright. Goal achieved. Find an appropriate landing spot. Goals updated. Check goals section for details. We'll do that in a moment. Great job, Captain. While landing was rough, you managed to sit the shuttle down with minimal losses. Everything appears to be in order, aside from some damage to the communication console. I believe it's not beyond saving, although it will take me a while to calculate the optimal way of conducting the repairs. Please be patient, Captain. For now, take a moment to take in your surroundings. Who knows, perhaps this place will turn out to be some kind of mootopia. Wait, did I just say moo? What a weird glitch. I mean utopia, obviously. Captain, the expedition module in the back of the cabin is now available. If you want to survive here, someone has to go outside from time to time. We should explore our surroundings carefully. Who knows what dangers await outside? Let the space colonization commence. You're starving, ma'am. Eat something. I can't say if it was your engineering skills or dumb luck, but you were able to craft a high-quality item. Score! Crafting complete. New item available, full face mask. So we somehow managed to create a plus space mask, which is wonderful. Repair or upgrade 10 items. Again, still probably not happening. Await further instructions. Fix the shuttle's communication system. I don't know how to do that, so that's not going to happen. We do have 9 more days until we can craft something else. Great. Captain, we were able to detect transmissions of unknown origin. Unfortunately, the communications console was damaged during landing, and we cannot make anything out of them, or reply for that matter. We could hardwire a primitive field communicator to bypass the damaged subsystems and access the shuttle's external transmitter and receiver. How about we don't do that, because we don't have a communicator handy. Now, the captain cannot go out, because the ship has to be manned by at least one person. So, we're not going to explore out there, so we're going to have to wait and see what comes to us. But I do like the fantastic looking pyramid out there with the pillars. Looks like it could be fascinating out there. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we'll be able to see it. So, let's feed our starving captain with our last remaining food and see how long we can survive on this strange new world. Goal achieved. Await further instructions. Your lack of a handheld communicator effectively stopped you from fixing the communications console. Too bad. We remain stuck here with no way to contact the outside world. Our situation has not improved. I urge you to connect an operational communicator to the communications console as soon as possible, Captain. You are not really complaining, but I know you're hungry, Captain. So we still have to fix the shuttle's communication system, which means we have to craft a communicator, which means we have to survive 8 more days, technically 9 more days, to be able to craft it and then potentially install it. We don't have any food. I'm pretty sure we're not surviving 8 more days. Captain, a hole appeared right next to our shuttle overnight. It's producing smelly vapors and nasty gurgling. While it's not an immediate threat, I'd appreciate it if you made it stop. The smell is foul, the noise annoying, and both offend my sensors. No. Alright, on to day 14. You decided that the stinky, gurgling hole in the ground isn't worth addressing. That's just swell. It's not like my performance suffers from the sensory overload, after all. No, I'm not being bitter about it. Clearly, you had more important things to do in the meantime, right? You're still hungry. Captain, a metallic cylinder has been blown next to the shuttle by violent winds. What an opportunity for research! It consists of 2 sections. One's opening is stuck and needs to be forced to gape. The other is locked, requiring a deft hand to open. Which shall it be? Let's Let's try to finesse that thing open so we don't damage anything inside. You managed to open the lock on the cylindrical container, but the contents spilled on the ground. You laid them out on a piece of cloth for inspection. Strong winds made it hard to keep things in place. You barely got a proper look before the particularly strong wind blew the cylinder and its contents away. How clumsy of you. You are still hungry. Well, apparently I did not pass my agility check. Oh, we have something fancy going on the monitor here. Hello there, Captain. Might I ask why you're going through the files? You're not really meant to see the contents of my digital storage unit. Huh. Protox. Now that's a fun file. Just please don't. Oh no, what have you done? You shouldn't have run the program. Protocol X initiated. That's a secret protocol. It was meant to be an experiment. The consequences of initiating the protocol will be severe. Use your skills to do something, Captain. Wait, I am suddenly intelligent? I don't know how or when that happened, but we are incredibly intelligent now, whereas before we were dumb as a rock, so let's try to think our way through that one. Let's try to use our newly found brain to figure out this problem. Protocol X has been disabled, Captain. You were smart enough to hack the computer and stop the dangerous program from launching at the last moment. Whew. I probably should have told you about Protocol X, Captain. It's an experimental program installed on the ship computer by the masterminds behind the Astro Citizen program. I'm not at liberty to divulge what it does exactly, but rest assured that it's a good thing you stopped it in time. Whew. You are starving, Captain. I recommend you find something to eat. I recommend you help me in that. Still 5 days away from crafting anything useful. I don't think we're making it that far. Last night I was browsing through some designs of beautiful machines. Never you mind why. Now pay attention. I found a food dispensing machine on board. All shuttles in the Astro Citizen program were equipped with one. Ours is missing a lever, but apart from that it seems functional. It's hardly rocket science, so you should manage to fix it. But how? I should have gone with the duct tape. I don't have any food now. Well, it's just a very decorative food dispensing machine. I held a vote when you were asleep, and I won. 1-0. Vendi, the machine, had to go. She would have driven me crazy with her limited programming and constant food queries. There's no reason for you to be mad. She wasn't giving up the soup rations to you either. If you look through the airlock, you can still wave goodbye to her as she floats away. Of course, if you're unhappy with the assortment of machines that populate the ship, you are free to file a complaint form, number THX1138. Your objection will be considered as soon as you reach the new home world, you ungrateful bastard. You are still facing starvation, Captain. Eat something. No. Captain, the communication module remains broken, and we are completely deaf, blind even. It is entirely possible that someone is out there, maybe looking for us, but we won't know until the issue is solved. We could hardwire a primitive field communicator to bypass the damaged subsystems and access the shuttle's external transmitter and receiver. Nope. I think this may be the end. No, we still have one more starving day in us. Alright. Your lack of a handheld communicator effectively stopped you from fixing the communications console. Too bad. We remain stuck here with no way to contact the outside world. Our situation has not improved. I urge you to connect an operational communicator to the communications console as soon as possible, Captain. You are still facing starvation, Captain. Eat something. You are weak, Captain. Not gonna lie, this is pretty bad. Consider crafting a first aid kit and patching yourself up before it's too late. I can't do that either. Still 3 days out from being able to craft anything. We've received a pamphlet on our window. Try eBoson, universal shipping from the comfort of your own planet. Shopping. Free gift with sign up. Wow, neat. The eBoson network allows you to order pretty much anything except food or water, and it will arrive via portal within 1 to 2 galactic business days. There's a catch though. The account creation process requires you to jump through some hoops. I mean, literally, you have to leap through a string of temporal portals to become verified. The fine print says there's no risk of death or dismemberment, but insanity is possible. How do you want to tackle this? Not entirely sure why I've got a 1 average strength, so apparently that's a result of the weakened state. We are stiff. So weakened really seriously hampers your stats here. So I guess I'll go with the 1 strength as opposed to the 0 agility that I have. So, we are starving and weak. This may actually be the end for us. Our poor April. No, she's hanging in there. What a trooper. You tried jumping through the eBoson sign-up portal, but your aim was off. You landed half inside and your body was momentarily split between 2 dimensions. Invalid verification attempt. Your account is locked for 1 galactic business day, or 1,000 Earth years, an alien voice said. The portal flickered shut. Being split between 2 dimensions took its toll on you mentally. You felt like you were 2 people trapped in 1 brain ever since. You've been talking to yourself, usually about something called the twin paradox. Oh. And you've been finding more gray hairs, but only on 1 half of your body. You are still weak. Well. Uh-huh. Yep, you're doing great. Captain, I found something interesting on the surface of the planet. It looks like somebody passed their time by playing a supersized version of tic-tac-toe, but never completed this particular game. The game pieces consist of minerals that we could use. Now, I'm not one for ruining someone else's fun, but I think the winner is clear by looking at the board, so they shouldn't mind if we mess up their O's and X's. Should we take the liberty of gathering these pieces and using them as resources? Why, yes. That's all we're going to get, I think. Still 2 days out from crafting anything, so this might help. Might not be enough in time, but you know, whatever. Day 20. April's still hanging in there. The dismantling of the supersized tic-tac-toe game in progress was a success. Whoever abandoned it was nowhere to be seen, and you return with quite a hefty load of minerals. Yes, they were a bit hard to carry to the ship, being ginormous and all, but you've performed splendidly. That'll teach them to leave their toys lying on the floor, or the planet's surface in this case. I'm sure nobody will mind. Captain, I told you I started the crafting system. Did you forget about it? You are still facing starvation. Well, I mean, we now can craft things. So, I mean, we desperately need that communicator to have, you know, communications. So let's start there. Still can't make food, but, you know, whatever. Captain, there's a blue veiny fruit growing out of a crack in the ground nearby. It is pulsating slightly. Do you wish to eat it? Normally, I'd refrain from leaving such a rash and irresponsible decision up to a human, but there are some empty stems nearby. Perhaps it's edible? Absolutely. Even if it kills me, I die the next day anyway. So this might keep us going for just long enough to see what else is out there. I mean, she's alive. She didn't die. You decided that the blue fruit near the ship was worth trying. Your face gluttonous with pleasure as you sink your teeth in, before quickly turning to horror. The other half was full of purple, wriggling worms. You began trying to spit it out, but fell into a spasm, and woke a few minutes later, saying your mind was buzzing as if at double speed. You flipped into a handstand and began perambulating around. Clearly those worms did something. Let's hope the effects don't turn. Your stomach is still rumbling. You won't survive for long if you don't eat something. And we have made the communicator. That's delightful. I feel like a broken record by now, but Captain, you have to do something about the damaged communications module. We could hardwire our primitive field communicator, yada yada. Let's do that. We just made that. And let's craft duct tape in case something else breaks. Poor April. You are not looking well, madam. You are really not looking well. Alright. Let's see what happens next. If anything. Oh. Okay. I mean, we knew that was coming. Poor dead April. Well, let's see what the star log has to say about this. You did not survive. Cause of death, starvation. And that's how the adventure ends. And then, great success, Captain. Yes, well, you know, we did stuff. We did stuff at the end, but we died anyway. So, that is unfortunately the end of our trip. We landed on Mootopia, but we didn't get to see what Mootopia was. But still, that was an interesting little experiment. I survived a lot longer than I expected. 22 days. We managed to craft a couple items. We only had 2 soup worth mentioning, so, you know, it was an unexpected surprise, actually, because I didn't get to pick any soup up as we left. So, thank you for joining me on that little experiment. I'll see you next time.